I say sister locks, I'm speaking broadly. I'm talking really about your locks in general, whether they are traditional locks, freeform locks, whatever you want to call them, sister locks. I am speaking to the relationship between your hair and where you are on your spiritual journey, and that you're constantly moving towards a greater level of awakeness, consciousness, self-awareness, and somehow it is connected to what it is that you're doing with your hair. And that's the provocative question I want to pose to you, to consider what it is that is happening underneath the surface of the hair changes that you may be going through. What kind of evolution is happening at a deeper level? I'm still on the water fast, 6 days, so gotta get my water in. I've been doing videos today, so I'm not getting as much water in. Doing a lot of talking. But for day 6, I feel damn good. But I gotta tell you, before I started doing this video, I was feeling okay. I was feeling pretty good. But once I sit in front of this camera and start talking to my loved ones out there, and I start talking to my kindred spirits and my tribe, my soul tribe, all y'all sister lockers out there, and other people who are on the journey, something else happens. Y'all feed me. You feed me. So here we go. Like, when I think of this journey and I look at it from a broader perspective, this is what I come up with. When you decide to get locks, or first, when you decide to go natural, that has a significance, and it has a significance more for African Americans, people. I'm going to say people of the African diaspora, not just African Americans, people of the African diaspora, because of our unique history. Whether you're in Africa or not, you're impacted somehow by imperialism. But in this country, we've had unique challenges to our identity. And the embrace of who we were has been, or who we are, has been quite the journey, trying to get back to self and trying to reclaim the wholeness that is already you, the wholeness that was you, and trying to get beyond some of the traumas, some of the identity issues, some of the self-hate, some of the mental and emotional confusion around who you are, accepting that you are beautiful just the way you are, and that you are the original people, and that from that comes an entire litany of hallmarks and things to celebrate rather than be ashamed of or try to hide from. But we are in this matrix and this level of social conditioning that is separated us from who we are. I say this because I feel that when you decide to go natural, a lot of times it can start to happen on different levels. You may decide, okay, I need to start eating better. I need to eat more whole foods. Or maybe you're someone that started to say, I got to stop putting these chemicals on my skin. Maybe you are someone who's decided, I don't want to wear hair weaves anymore. I don't want to wear wigs anymore. I want to go back to my true nature. However it is you got on the journey, when you begin to change the thing that is most visible to everybody else, you begin to make a statement, whether you realize it or not. The fact that you are drawn to a natural hairstyle makes a statement, whether you realize it or not. The fact that you have decided that I'm okay with being me makes a statement, whether you realize it or not. That is what is important. And what is important to realize is that under the surface or above the surface, because many of you have been so fortunate that you did this and you were quite aware of the transition as you were making it. So you were able to fully appreciate the change and the metamorphosis because you were intentionally and purposefully pursuing it. When you decide to go natural, as far as your hair is concerned, you're saying, I really don't care what other people think anymore. It's time for me to honor myself. I'm good enough. I'm beautiful just the way I am. The way God created me was magnificent. I'm not going to hide anymore. I feel good about me. I am me. I am. And you begin to embark upon a road that initially can be a lonely road, but it's not as lonely as it used to be because now we have the Loc movement. Now we have so many more of us who've decided to embrace and love our natural selves, our natural beauty. And the reason, as I mentioned before, why this is so contextually it's a little bit more than what other people go through is because we were conditioned to feel inferior. And we were conditioned to believe that the only way we could make it in this society was to assimilate and to adopt the value systems and mores of the group that was our oppressor. Even to the extent that we were given a white Jesus. Even though we know now that Jesus was not white and that neither were Adam and Eve, that it's difficult for people to still come through the front door because they're so used to going through the back door. So these ways of thinking and believing have affected our very psyches to the point to where we had complexes about the color of our skin, and people still do. I had a lady come up to me the other day, one of my clients, and asked me if I offer classes for young people because her daughter doesn't like the color of her skin. And she's developed a complex and wishes actively that she had a different complexion. And I thought, wow. You know, I've had classes for kids in the past. Education is my first love, and I'm still educating now, but I don't have that offering. And it made me think about how maybe I could get some people together to maybe offer something like that, because I don't offer it now, and I know it's needed for young people. But anyway, this thing that we have within our community even of judging each other based on skin color, based on texture of hair. I remember always wanting and wishing that I was darker, much darker. Like I would always say, and I got this from my sister, the sweeter, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Like I have always found people with darker complexions so much more beautiful. Now that's a bias that I have too, which is not fair, but it's a bias that I have. Some of us have biases because of the social programming that the lighter you are, the better you are. The lighter you are, the more beautiful you are. If your skin is light, then you probably have a chance of growing longer hair. All of this ridiculous craziness is through the Locs that we have found that we are abundant. We have hair abundance. Like we are not in a shortage of hair growth, and that our hair grows as fast as any other cultural group's hair, sometimes faster. But anyway, to get back to my other point, the context in which we look at what we do with our hair is a little more dynamic because it's been a source of ridicule, it's been a source of shame, it's been a source of disconnection. We pressed and straightened our hair and have worn wigs and hair weaves to sometimes look like other people or to sometimes feel more acceptable. If you haven't seen that movie, by the way, with Sanaa Lathan called Napoli Ever After, you got to see it. It's a wonderful movie. But anyway, we have done these things to fit in to society or to assimilate. And we were given wider access to economical and social opportunities and more by way of giving up a part of ourselves that was perceptibly or perceivably unacceptable. And then we looked at each other and we judged each other based upon how they look, which is why nobody has a right, as far as I'm concerned, to judge those of us who wear wigs, weaves, and do other things with their hair. You have no right to judge those individuals because everybody is at where they're supposed to be in their level of awareness and on their spiritual journey. And who are you to sit in judgment of somebody else just because you think that you're better than someone else? Someone left a Matter of fact, someone left a comment on the channel yesterday, and one comment they said was makeup is for the devil. And I just wanted to say, okay, that's a little 3D, or that's a 2D, or that's someone who thinks they have all the answers. I wonder how good her life is going. Delete. And someone else, that same lady, left a comment, and she stated that twisting your hair or having locks is harmful for your hair, and basically you need to step to your black power and let your hair do whatever it needs to do naturally. Our hair curls on its own, and I'm not debating that, but she intimated that by having locks, whether they be traditional, sister locks, or whatever, you're doing something to run away from who you are. And I just said, to whom the light does not shine for, no matter, you can't give it to somebody. You can't give somebody something if it's not for them. And they can't take something away from you if it is for you. So I just said, wow, it's amazing the multitude of diversity that we have in this world. But yeah, so the judging of others based upon their physical profile and the ridiculousness of the whole thing. But when you decide to go natural, you're saying, I accept myself, I love myself. And as you go through this spiritual journey of loving yourself and accepting yourself, you also will find that you may begin to do other things, or to become aware of other things in your life that you need to begin doing differently. Whenever you go through a spiritual awakening, you begin to really open your third eye. Opening your third eye is not all about, opening your third eye is about clear seeing. It's about awareness. It's about awakening. It's about consciousness. It's not all about the occult. Well, it is about the occult, but not in the way that most people sensationalize it. It's when you come to a realization that what you have believed all of your life is not something that has to govern your reality, and you began to step into your personal power, your right to make a choice in each and every moment, your right to accept yourself unapologetically and unconditionally, your right to be the person that you're supposed to be in the world, regardless of what other people think. So when that begins to happen, you find that there are a multitude of other things that start to happen too, or there are a litany of other things that start to fall from you. And so you may begin to become more concerned about your dietary habits. You may begin to exercise more, because what happens when you begin to awaken to a deeper level of spirituality, whether it's through your hair or through anything else that you do, your vibration starts to rise. And so your default vibration will become, there will be a differential between where you used to be and where you're striving to be, and where you're newly vibrating at. And whenever you start to vibrate at a higher frequency, a different level of reality becomes available to you. This is how people manifest. This is how they make things happen instantly. And that's a whole nother topic. But it's important, it's really important to realize that when you begin to raise your vibration, everything in your life starts to take a different meaning. When you begin to raise your vibration, you have a different access to a different level of experiences, because you're resonating at a frequency where a different level of experiences exist. So let's say, for example, hardship and struggle and living in fear and criticizing people and judging people and living according to dogma and all of these rituals that you're not really connected to, getting up, going to work, being a slave to TV, still eating fried chicken and stuff that you didn't get the memo, stuff that you know is not healthy for you, people who say they don't even like to drink water when water is the source of life. All of that stuff starts to change in your life, because you begin to become affected or aligned more with life force energy. Life force energy is living, it's powerful, it's magnetic, it is magical, it is the life force energy from which miracles are made of. So if you begin to align with that energy, you begin to step more into your own superpowers as a human being, the kind of powers that you never thought were actually possible, the kinds of power that you probably never realized you had. So when you begin to align with that, other things start to fall away from you, and you begin to be attracted to more high vibrational people. You begin to be attracted to more high vibrational experiences. You begin to be attracted to more high vibrational behaviors and habits and things that you want to change in your life that feel good. You no longer can thrive in an environment that is low vibrational. You can no longer thrive in an environment with people who you do not resonate with. You can no longer thrive in an environment that is self-destructive. Or if you try to, you will be receiving the kinds of signals that will be broadcasting to you, run, stop, go, run, Forrest, run. You'll be receiving the kind of intuitive hits that'll be telling you this is not right for you. You got to go. Or you will be feeling like crap when you try to put yourself in these environments. So you may find yourself needing more high vibrational food. High vibrational food is living food. You may find yourself being attracted to eating more fruits, more vegetables. You may find yourself paying attention more to how your energy feels. And when your energy doesn't feel good, you start asking yourself, okay, what low vibrational stuff have I been amongst? Have I been, am I eating meat? How is meat making me feel when I eat meat? Now, I'm not a vegan. Okay, but I see the difference between when I eat meat, which is sparingly, and when I don't eat meat. I begin to listen to my body more. So you may find also that you begin to do things differently as you raise your vibration, because each thing that you add to that, whether it's exercise, whether it's taking classes, increasing your level of awareness, delving more into your spirituality, doing energy work, whatever it is, as you begin to raise your vibration more and more and more, you need the kind of vibrational food, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, soulfully, that will feed you as well. Your old environment will no longer sustain you. It cannot contain you. Let me say that again. Your old environment can no longer sustain you. It cannot contain you. It will be as if you're trying to climb out of a box like a crab and run away from the nightmare of the darkness that perhaps you've been living in. And as you begin to raise that vibration, as you begin to continue on this journey, because it's gradual and it can sometimes seem subtle, your trajectory is different than it used to be. So naturally, the opportunities that you avail yourself of, the people that will come into your life, the circumstances and events that you will find yourself in, the situations that you will begin to create in your life will begin to have a different frequency that is more reflective of the internal landscape that you have or that you are creating and maintaining. So this is why when I say those of you who have decided to have Sisterlocks, whereby some of you may not necessarily resonate with this message, know that you are on a journey and that you're going to continue to evolve, and where you are right now is not necessarily going to be your stopping place. And especially that's true if you happen to be someone who is very open and who is seeking knowledge and seeking truth. Truth seekers and knowledge seekers will always have their needs fulfilled and will always be searching beyond the boundaries that they find placed in front of them. They are not of this world. And I mean that literally and figuratively. And so whatever spiritual food you need to do whatever is your life's work and mission on this planet, you're going to get that. And whatever it is that you're hungry for, you will be fed. All you have to do is be open to receiving. So consider what the Loc journey is bringing into your life. Consider looking within and asking yourself, what is it that has changed within me since I began to cultivate my natural beauty? What greater sense of self-awareness am I experiencing since I began to cultivate my natural beauty? How am I more attuned to my inner landscape, my emotions, and my levels of spirituality since I began to appreciate more of my natural beauty? How has my life shifted? How have I changed? How have the people around me changed? What have I outgrown? What have I outgrown? grown, because you will notice in your life as you continue on your spiritual journey that the more that you change, the more the people around you will change, the more your environment will change, and the more that you will demand more of and get more from life. You are here for a short time. If you can think of anything that's been a time marker in your life, and look at how fast time has passed, and you're here for a short time, and the work that you came here to be remembered for, the work that you came here to do, can't be done if you are not open to receive the guidance and the blessings that are here to help you remember what that work was and what your soul contract was in the first place. And the more we raise our vibration, the more open we become to receiving the kind of guidance that allows us to get in line with, to align with our divine nature and what our purpose is. So embrace your locks, embrace the journey. Know that as they continue to grow, you too will be growing. Video went out, I think. I don't know. As they continue to grow, you too will be growing. Welcome the change. Become more reflective. Take up the kinds of pastimes that will help you raise your vibration. Develop a prosperity mindset practice. Get involved with meditation. Learn how to clear your energy. Learn how to protect your energy, because I can promise you, if you made it this far in the video, more than likely you're hyper sensitive. And for sure, as you begin to awaken more, you will become more sensitive to the energies around you, which means you have to learn how to clear your energy. You have to learn how to protect your energy. Participating in high vibrational activities, as I mentioned before, and growing your mind, embracing the gifts of being able to reprogram your mind, to direct your consciousness in certain ways, to up level and activate your DNA, to clear your line, your genetic line, or your family line of past karmic debris, to stand in the power of who you really are, to manifest a level of magnificence that you probably never thought was possible, to reverse some of the characteristic markers of aging, to do all sorts of things, to heal yourself, to just have unimaginable experiences and the synchronicities to come into your life. You will just experience a multitude of wonderful, wonderful things. So I want to say thank you for this experience. I want to say thank you for giving me a format to speak from. I want you to know that I appreciate you. I love you. I'm honored to be in this space. I'm as honored today as I was last, I think it was October that I started this channel. I'm as honored today as I was then. I'm as happy when I get on this channel as I was then. You were therapy for me then. You are therapy for me now. I appreciate you. I value you. I do not take you lightly. You are a part of the inflow of abundance into my life. I am eternally grateful for that, and I remind myself of that every day, not just when I get on this channel. But I'm so grateful for you, and the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. I'm Tanisha Ali with Butterfly Transformations. Please go and subscribe to that channel if you like any of what I've talked about. That channel is a channel that delves into your higher nature as well, and trying to help you get out of your cocoon and into your wings. I'm going to bid you farewell right now, my lovely, lovely, beautiful, and perfect butterflies. And I hope that you will go out into the world today and change somebody's life, or go out into the world today more grateful than you were the day before, the hour before, or the minute before. Have a blessed day, because you are in fact blessed.